恭喜發財，利是到來，身體健康，
No.
龍馬精神，開開心心，出入平安。Okay?
Hold on. Hoi hoi chum chum is not a it's not a real thing. It's not a real word.
開開心心. That means like being happy.
Okay.
So today is, as we're recording, it is Chinese New Year.
Oh
Or
yeah.
I'm sorry, Lunar New Year. There's a huge debate this year about people coining the term Lunar New Year and all that stuff. I think it's complete bullshit. Let them call it whatever they want. Who cares?
Wait a minute. Is this like a Merry Christmas thing? Are we not allowed to say Chinese New Year anymore?
Well, the lunar calendar is shared not only, I mean, I think it was invented by Chinese people, but it's also now being used by Koreans and other cultures, right? So it doesn't make sense that they're saying Chinese New Year. So they say Lunar New Year, but then some people, for some reason, find that like, call it Chinese New Year because like, it's a Chinese calendar or whatever. But fuck off. Like, I hate that.
Uh,
That I just Lunar New Year is the same fucking thing. Just okay. I might get in trouble for this, but anyways.
It's just confusing to me though. Because I always thought it was Chinese New Year, and then there's like, oh, the Lunar New Year is coming, and I was like, I don't know what the fucking Lunar New Year is. When's the Chinese New Year coming?
It's the same calendar. It's just with different cultures and different countries you call it who aren't Chinese, they use the lunar, term.
But they're
Well, you know
still,
what?
that's the start of their new year? Or are they just
Yes.
saying that's
Hey,
the new lunar cycle?
Oh, geez, Hayden, you put that one together nicely, didn't you?
wow, this intro. Okay. Well, welcome back to another episode of Chummy Thumbs. And today we are diving into the world of stop motion animation, specifically Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. This Emmy-nominated movie is a second movie of the Wallace and Gromit universe. The first being The Curse of the Were Rabbit. That was also a great movie. I liked it, which came out 2005. So this movie is currently still at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, although soon I'm pretty sure it'll go down because Justin's going to do something about that. And it's about, really quickly, Gromit the dog. For those of you who don't know, Gromit the dog is an increasingly concerned at how Wallace, who is an inventor, is becoming too reliant on his inventions, and his concerns are justified when Wallace gifts Gromit a gnome, a garden gnome, to help him with his gardening. But the gnome soon, somehow, turns evil, and I guess you can say chaos ensues. And just a little, I guess, kind of background on stop motion is that actually it first was used. I think the first stop motion film, was called the Humpty Dumpty Circus, and it was created in 1898 by J. Stewart Blackton and Albert Smith. So right off the bat, I know you guys have a lot to say about this, and so I just want to go and do a little roundtable about what you liked and what you disliked about this movie. Let's start with Justin because I feel like he's spewing with hatred right now, and I want to know how someone could possibly hate Wallace and Gromit. I'm curious. I don't find this at all. Of course, you're entitled to your own thoughts, even though they're wrong. But I'm just curious what you have to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, first of all, here's what I have to say.
I
That
guess I'll just go
intro
home
had
right
more
now.
energy and excitement than the entire film of Wallace and fucking Gromit. No, honestly, look, I recommend this movie. If you are looking for an 82-minute fucking snooze fest of something other than soccer, then this is the movie for you.
90 minutes.
Seriously.
Get it right.
And if you like good animation and uh, script with substance, well, you don't have to worry because this didn't have either of those. Because apparently the technology from 1919 was so fucking good that they decided they're going to stick with stop motion. I don't know. Look, okay. I got to a certain point in this movie. I had a couple laughs. But I got to a point and I was like, you know what? I wonder if I can make this experience better. So I went out and smoked a 1/4 ounce of grass, and this movie still fell fucking short. It was, I'm so used to like Pixar and Disney and the shit that they're putting out now and DreamWorks and all this stuff that I just felt like it was lacking any sort of substance. Yeah, and I know there's probably nostalgia because people are like, "Oh, I grew up on Wallace and Gromit," and I didn't. I'd never watched any of it before, so for me, it was like totally new into this world. I don't know. I didn't find it. I thought maybe if it was 30 minutes and they kind of packed it into a 30-minute little thing, you know, and my nephew and niece were over who are 5 and 6 years old, and I needed to entertain them for a bit, this movie could have been good. But
Right.
82 minutes, I don't know, wasn't my thing. I'll give it some credit that I did, like I said, a family entertaining movie, sure, possibly one where maybe the parents are thumbing on their phone on TikTok or something like that while the kids watch. But it didn't really have anything that pulled me or made me want to keep watching it. I was entertained at when the little gnome bot was charging. I thought that part was quite clever. and, and I really enjoyed that. And that's what I was like, okay, like getting some laughs, but I just, you know, if I wanna fall asleep to an old British guy talking, I'll put on Our Planet with David Attenborough. You know what I mean? Like
That's I recommend that too. That's a good one.
this is great. I love all his stuff. I watch it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it just didn't really have anything, a good enough storyline to make me want to keep watching.
Okay,
It-
how many
like-
how many out of 10 gnomes, how many gnomes do you give this movie?
Out of 10 gnomes, I would give this movie a 3, possibly a 4, if
Four
I'm
gnomes.
rating it for an adult. For an adult.
Yeah, no, yeah, this is your personal.
This
Okay.
is my personal. I don't know. I mean, maybe I mean, obviously it's the style, it's the way that Wallace and Gromit is done. And I know it's 100% RT. I've seen other people talking about it, and like I even went as far, I was like, how the fuck is this thing rated so high? How is it reviewed so positively? So I even tried to search negative Gromit, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance with the Fowl reviews. I couldn't fucking find one. Not one.
Woo!
So
What
I
does
don't
that
know what
tell
I'm
ya?
missing. I don't know. It tells me I'm missing something, boys, and I don't know what it is. But maybe after hearing you guys talk about it, I could bump it up to a 4.5 gnome bots.
All right. Well, okay, Hayden, I'd like to hear how many gnomes you give it.
I just want to say, firstly, this is coming
Yes.
from the guy that didn't realize that. Oh, what the heck's his name? Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
I was gonna say Moon Knight.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
from the guy that didn't realize that Moon Knight had multiple personality disorder. He watched the whole series and was like, "Wait, what? He had multiple?"
Wait, hold on. What?
I got
That's like one of the main things.
Yeah, so you clearly have missed something with this film.
I listen, I own up to my Moon Knight. I remember when I had the realization of that, and I thought, holy fuck.
Yeah, when I told you when we were
yeah.
discussing it.
Yeah. It was like one of those moments where you're just like, I don't know, your body turns inside out. It was Hayden fucked me. Really good.
Wait, I'm sorry, but before you knew that, were you just confused? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Why is he talking to himself? Why is he like here? Were you kind of like just really confused and you just didn't like it because of that?
Shao, like I'll be honest with you, I was probably really cooked at the time when I was watching this. So it was
Okay, fair. Okay. Well,
So with that,
let's give the floor back to Hayden. Go ahead.
with that disclaimer now firmly in place, I will give this now. Nostalgic wise, I give it a close like an 8.7 out of 10 gnomes for nostalgia. Without the,
why do you gotta cut one? Why do you gotta cut one gnome into 0.7, man? Out. Like
he dropped his hat, you know.
Yeah. No hat.
Oh, okay.
No hat. I was gonna go around 9, but I thought I'd be a little bit democratic about it. But you know, if I was coming in clean, fresh, without knowing any of the previous shorts, which is what I grew up, like my brother and I grew up on the first 3 at least. I haven't seen The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which is totally my bad. But the first 3 short films, that we watch those all the time. So coming into this and seeing like nods to those, I was like, frick, this is awesome. So without that in mind, I would give it like a solid 8. It's a little bit more with having those things in there. If I get the floor to talk about why I enjoyed it, if Justin can contain himself.
Of course, you can talk about what you liked about it.
Well, Shao was like, give us your gnome score straight away. I was like, oh, okay, without even talking about it.
No, yeah. Please, I need to know why people like this movie.
It might be a cultural thing, for starters. I mean, Canada is obviously part of the Commonwealth, but you've created more of your own Canadian culture than British influences. Australia is still very heavily British, or was when I was growing up with these films. So a lot of the humor in it, I was like, yeah, I get that. So to me, it was I had a jolly good time. So I started this film at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, I'll just watch the first half because I'll go to bed and then I'll watch the second half before we record today. But I got sucked in like no one's business and just like powered through the whole thing, laughing at it like out loud. And normally when Alex watches a film with me for like the podcast, she doesn't like fully engage because she's just like, this is for Hayden. I'll be here. And then I'll watch every now and then. But she was like, I like watched the whole thing, and I knew what was going on, and I was paying attention, and I was like, it's because it was a good story.
So I said, if you're looking after children, if you're looking after a child, then it's great. It's fine. It's perfect.
She's not that young. I'm like, what are you saying? What are you saying about me? But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the fact that they brought back feathers, like this is not a chicken who's actually a penguin. That there is the biggest throwback. So knowing that he is a character from The Wrong Trousers is a huge draw. But if you don't know the character, you don't quite get why he's so sinister. I guess you just see him as like, oh, this is just some penguin that everyone's like, it's an evil genius sort of thing. So I get that if you came in without knowing, but I did know that, so I was like, everything about it was great, and I thought that there was.
You know what? He had a really epic villain monologue too. That was really solid.
It was really good. You want to do a little bit of it?
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, that's right. Because just like half of the fucking other characters in this movie, they didn't speak.
See,
why do you need them to speak?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you've fallen into modern day cinema where everybody has to tell you everything that's going on. Whereas the cleverly used emotions on clay faces to tell a story.
Actually, I honestly do think that it's impressive that they have 2 main characters out of the 3 that don't talk. And you can, they do use expressions and all that stuff, but they also use music or whatever to kind of highlight or a certain emotion. But I think it's even worse for Feathers McGraw, because he doesn't have eyebrows and big eyes. He doesn't have that much. So I do think it's potentially a challenge for like a storyteller perspective to get him to have his moments, have like his blank stares, his, when he's trying to, scheme and make that little contraption, all that stuff. He comes across little speed bumps and he, just little things with his freaking flipper, and you know, just little things that they can use with his limited attributes. I think it's actually pretty well done in that perspective.
I have a quick question for you, Justin. Are you a fan of Finding Nemo?
Of course, who isn't a fan of Finding Nemo? Great script, good animation, great voices, like really well developed characters.
Okay, so the seagulls in that, mine, are directly an homage to feathers.
Perfect.
Exactly.
If
There you
Feathers
go.
McGraw
So
start-
if you
if Fe-
by association you already liked Wallace and Gromit because you liked Finding Nemo.
if Feathers McGraw started going mine when the blue diamond was there, oh,
You would have been
I
all
would
in.
probably 10 gnome bots. 10 gnome bots.
You'd have been like, yes.
It did. They did. Listen, they did. I agree with you there. Obviously, I'm amping it up. They did, of course. They were able to tell the story about Feathers McGraw. Like, I mean, the dog. I mean, Wallace needs the dog, but the show doesn't need the dog. The dog's kind of boring. I don't know. He did the odd like eye roll or head nod or blank stare. He did the blank stare a lot really well. Feathers McGraw was a good villain.
So you're
Clever,
saying
wise.
if Gromit wasn't there, Wallace would have been able to solve the crime all by himself without.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying Wallace needs the dog, but you know.
But you're
the
like
show doesn't-
he's no good. You're like Gromit's no good.
No, he's not. But Wallace needs him, and so therefore he has to be there. It's a shame.
Do you think you would be different, or you would like it more or less if Gromit could talk?
I think no,
Like-
not necessarily celery. I don't.
Okay.
I think that there's a lot of things that could have been there to make it better.
Okay.
And maybe Gromit doesn't even talk. Anyways, I'm curious to hear what you think about it, Shao. I know you're a big fan, and when you know it kind of came up in the group chat about the show, although we don't like to talk about it before, I had made a comment of like, oh, that was funnier than the entire movie of Wallace and Gromit. So right away you kind of knew where I stood, and you seemed very offended by it immediately. Still 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, and I could just see the fucking smug look on your face behind that phone when you were hitting send. you know anyway, so I'm curious, what like, why because you picked this one this week, so I'm assuming there must have been some sort of like, did you watch this growing up, or maybe you watched it when you're older, or maybe you were just really depressed at one point in your life and you needed to put a show like this on. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's so good.
I
It
mean,
brought him
honestly,
out
guys,
of the depression.
there's more substance in an Iggy Azalea song than this fuck. What is it about this movie, Shao?
I've always had a soft spot for any animation, whether it just be, you know, an anime show, you know, Pixar, or you know, Disney old like Lion King kind of drawing movies or whatever, and of course stop motion or claymation, whatever you want to call it. I didn't watch it as much probably as Hayden, but I did watch a lot of different clips and movies and stuff like that. And I remember the first stop motion movie I watched was Nightmare Before Christmas. And when I learned, I think, okay, so I do think that part of the appeal and part of why I like it and how it adds extra points is the process of making a stop motion movie. For instance, this one in particular took 5 years to make from beginning to end, just because that I think earlier on they sort of went with 14 frames per second, but later on they still did 24. I like the idea of something so meticulous, even for when I do artwork. I love the artwork that has a lot of little details, and then when you kind of like drag it back out, it's like a big, nice kind of picture. And I think that's also why I like being in production and doing movies so much, is because it requires a lot of different people working on different things to make one product. And the thing about Wallace and Gromit and stop motion in general is the detail, the amount of detail that goes into something like this. I've worked with clay before, and I don't think I can. It just kind of when I watch a behind the scenes thing on how they do it, it it's really impressive. I honestly do think that this particular movie had I wrote this down actually. Oh no, wait, I didn't write it down. But I wrote down other movies, the stop motion movies, and how many frames they have. For instance, Nightmare had approximately 110,000. And then I'm not sure if you guys watched Isle of Dogs with the Wes Anderson movie. Anyways, that one had 130,000 approximately. And I think the one that's leading with the most right now is Coraline with 144,000. And I think stop motion in general does take around, multiple 3 to 5 years and stuff like that. So I think that aspect adds to why I appreciate it so much. Especially this movie, it said that if they work 1 week, like pretty much nonstop, it gives them 1 minute of film, like a good week too. They said if it's a good week, they get 1 minute out of it, and I just like the dedication to it. I'm not saying all the movies, there's tons of movies out there that takes years, maybe a couple of years, 3 years, maybe, but something like this, 80 was it 82 minutes? It takes 5 years, and I always keep wondering in the middle of production if they wanted to add a joke or like, oh shit, maybe the first scene would be better if like, I always wonder like what the fuck did they do in that spot? Or is it just like locked in? Because I know the process is like storyboard and then like and then you start making the characters and you have to start, there's a lot of different things that go into it. I feel like there's like no turning back a lot of the times. And so that being said, I like that everything put together, I do think that adds to why I like these kind of movies so much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I gotta tell you, after hearing that, I wish the movie took another 5 years so I could have enjoyed my life a little bit longer. But I'm glad I know now, and I certainly can appreciate the amount of work that goes into that.
Right.
Not easy. I can certainly appreciate that. Um,
Yeah, I think each figure, like I think Wallace is approximately this size. The model is around this size. I know viewers can't see, but it's
12
probably
inches.
this is probably 6 inches. Uh, a Justin 12, a normal 6.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
12.
um, and then
That's
for
what he's
each,
telling Kate.
yeah, for each speaking character, they need to have dozens of faces for how they speak, right? The mouth movements and all that stuff.
So how do they do it then? Do they just like snap photos of the character in front of a green screen and then put the stuff in the background after? Or
Some of it, there is some green screen involved, but they do make the whole set usually. Actually, the one thing I still don't really know how they do is liquid stuff. I probably a lot of it is post and with computers and stuff like that because they have the technology. But stop motion, especially this group of people who do Wallace and Gromit, they do like to keep things more traditional, and maybe that's where they lost you a little bit, Justin. And especially you might even see you see the detail in the fabric, but you also sometimes see thumbprints or fingerprints in the
uh,
clay, and they actually leave that in on purpose, just as like a sort of like an homage to how it all started with working with clay and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that. There's that. So do you not like stop motion in general? Because you're saying how you're comparing it to Pixar and stuff now, which is like obviously a whole other. It's the animation, but I don't think you can really compare the two, right? It's like
no, Pixar's like good, but it's so for stop motion, I can't say that. I can't. That's probably like the first stop motion movie I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Like I know Nightmare Before Christmas is huge, and we even talked about this previously. I feel, you know, Tim Burton. I feel like I could get behind it. I would probably. I mean, I just maybe I don't give it a shot, and I don't know if starting on this one was a good one to
mm,
start on to give more a shot. But to be honest, I don't think it wasn't. It was not this. I can with 100% certainty say it was not the stop motion that bothered me in this movie.
Well, yeah, stop motion. Star Wars had stop motion, like we talked about before. The Rancor was stop motion, right?
Oh,
And then
there
that
you
that
go.
that giant crab thing was also stop motion.
So
I think Godzilla at one point was stop motion, right? Right, Hayden? Yeah.
like the OG. So that didn't bother me. So yeah, I feel like I could get behind other stop motion films. Honestly, it was, and I know I made the comment at the beginning about good graphics and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're not gonna have good graphics, you should have a good story. It was fine. Like it was fine. It was a fine story for children.
Well, I mean,
You know,
ultimately it is
that's
a
that's
kids
that
movie, but
it is, and I don't mean that in a negative way, because I watch a ton of kids shit, man. I love animated stuff. We've talked about this before too.
yeah.
We went through Pixar. We did Soul. Like I have a ton. If there is a new animated movie out, I watch it. Even like sometimes when there's a new one out and it's like Y7, like I'll give it a shot with the kids. Like I'm for it.
Mm.
And maybe it's just like you know it just didn't land with me. I think that I just kept hoping for something like deeper or something with more meaning. Maybe that's more indicative of where I am. So to go back, I would watch other stop motion stuff. I haven't yet, and I like every year I say I'm gonna watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I know one year I will, and it'll probably be the same year Hayden watches The Joker.
Yeah. So see, I think that's the one thing that I can semi agree with you on, Justin. The deeper meaning with this film is rooted in nostalgia of you knowing the characters from the previous installments. Because the whole thing is based around Feathers and his incarceration from the first time. So there you get the revenge plot, the teapot, switcheroo, like all of those things are set up in a film from 1991. So if you haven't, or whenever it was, 91, 93 or something. So if you haven't seen it, then you obviously are like, it might come across as, oh, that's coincidental, or like, I don't understand why this penguin is so like vendative against this man and this dog. I get you on that. Like,
One
but
thing they did really good with was the dog. Okay, because they do this kind of shit in a lot of movies, and I'm always on to it. Maybe it was because I just woke up from one of my 20-second naps. But when the dog at the end, he was giving the blue diamond back to Feathers. Not for 1 second did I think that the blue diamond wasn't actually in there. So maybe that credit to the dog being so laissez-faire or whatever. But in other movies, like when that is happening, and maybe it's because the actors, have a tell, and you can just or you predict it as an audience, like, oh, it's not actually in the bag. But not once in this movie did I think that it wasn't in there.
there
So
you
yeah,
go.
I'm trying to find moments where I can give it credit. I
Yeah,
am.
you found one, so that's going to raise your gnomes up a little bit.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does
Stop
that
Okay.
motion, stop
Yeah.
motion dog managed to
I'm
fool
gonna
you,
take the
Justin.
0.3 that you left off, your 0.7, and I'm gonna add that to mine.
There you go.
Okay, so is that what? You're at 4 now, or
4.3.
4.3. Let's go 4.3. I think it was.
Going up.
I think I gave it 3, but I'm willing to go a full 1.3 up because
I'm
I really did. I really, 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 really did enjoy the gnome charging. Probably
Can
one
you
of
give
my
us your
favorite
best
moments.
interpretations of the gnome charging?
Oh shh.
you, that's really that's actually really good.
I'm getting alert pop up on my computer that says playing music question mark, set up professional audio and audio settings. Hey, look, I'm gonna give it another 0.3 because my impression of it made my computer think that I'm a professional singer.
Musician. So I have a couple of theories here. I think maybe Justin is a wee bit racist towards the British. Because
Well, we all knew
I'd say
that. It's not a theory.
okay, it's not a
I'd say
theory.
it's the king,
It's
man.
it's commonplace. He's a Scotsman, so he doesn't like
Yeah.
the English. Because if you look, Because I'm just thinking like of other. There are other stop motion films out there that come out of England that have got almost perfect scores on Rotten Tomatoes. One of them is, I think Paddington, the first one, got pretty high, got a 97. And then Paddington 2 was even higher. It was on 100% for the longest time. It has like 250 reviews now, and it's dropped down to 99. At the moment...
rigged.
It's probably Justin wrote
Rigged.
that one.
Rigged.
Wrote that one.
Rigged. Sounds rigged.
The 251st review. Fuck the British from this movie sucks. So Wallace and Gromit is on 151. So it's got 100 less reviews, but I think, there's got to be something there. I always find that this is nothing towards you, Justin. This is just in general, that I find that European cinema and like the British write and produce better films than the majority of what gets thrown out from the US or the rest, from Hollywood. So it's a different type of cinema. So people aren't quite used to the way that it is. So I just wanted to throw that out there quickly, that it's not the only one. But the next thing I wanted to say very quickly was I have a bet that I want to put down. So the Oscars are coming up March 2nd. So still a little ways away. But there is Wallace and Gromit is nominated for Best Animation Film up against a Pixar film, up against Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'll just say those two films, because you were like, Pixar makes good films, Wallace and Gromit not a good film. So the bet is of obviously which one's going to win, and
I'll take that bet. Yes. I bet Pixar will win for sure.
You bet Pixar will win. All right.
I could see like maybe the only reason they wouldn't is if Inside Out won last time, but there's no way that anybody is gonna say that Wallace and Gromit is a better all-around film than Inside Out 2. Not a chance. Never happening. Well, I don't even think you guys believe that. Hayden, you're gonna make the bet for Wallace and Gromit, but I doubt that you fucking believe it's a better film.
Wait, Hayden, can you tell me the other nominees?
So there's one called Memoir of a Snail.
Oh, I know. That's yes. I know that. I think it's this is another one that took a really long time to make. I think if it's the one I'm thinking about. Okay, keep saying the rest. I just gotta look this up quick.
Is it because it's real time? They're following the snail in real time?
Yeah, no. Okay, anyways.
Anyway, the other one is...
this isn't the one I was thinking of.
Oh, you're talking about the one with Jenny Slate. Like, what's her name? Start off as a short, right, Justin?
And then
it, like Google with the googly eyes.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's it. Is it called Googly Eyes?
That was a while ago though. That was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and the movie actually did do well.
It's set in Australia. Oh, I know this one. Yeah, I should know that one.
What are the other nominees?
There's Flow, and there's Inside Out 2, and then there is The Wild Robot.
Okay, Wild Robot I think has a chance to win because I heard crazy good reviews from it from good friends and whatever. I never watched it. I really want to watch it though. That might have a chance to win, to be honest.
It's got a few other nominations too.
Justin is talking about Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
That's it, Marcel the Shell. Yeah, it's not even a snail.
That one got 98. That one got 98. But that came out 3 years ago.
So okay, recently.
But I'm not just saying this for debate purposes, but I really do think that it's not a shoo-in for Inside Out 2.
No, but if it was between Inside Out 2 and Wallace and Gromit, then it is a shoo-in, I would say.
I'm okay, just for our Chummy Thumbs sake, I'm gonna put my bet on Wild Robot. Just so obviously I'd pick Wallace and Gromit, but I just want to so it's not 2 against 1 or whatever.
And so you're not gonna so are you gonna watch it before? How can you put a bet on something you haven't watched?
Because of his educated research.
It is a educated guess sort of thing.
Yeah, I've had 4 friends tell me that this is a good movie, so it's probably gonna win.
So it's gonna win.
Yeah,
that's usually how I pick my Oscars.
I honestly do think it has a chance, though. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I didn't watch it. I did watch a trailer. I like the animation and like whatever, but who knows? We'll see. I'm not sure about that snail one though. Flow, I heard it's good too, but whatever. It's not gonna win. Um,
Well,
fuck
because
that
it's
show.
all
Yeah.
it's all a campaign basically. So whoever's got the most money to push that campaign, I'm sure a film out of
Yeah.
Australia by two people is not going to have the same push as a Pixar film, you know. So
And you don't have any like guaranteed wins anymore. I mean, you can just look at that whatever Amelia Perez thing that won awards
yeah, I don't
over.
Dude,
even.
I swear, like
What is
Wallace
that?
and Gromit probably stands a chance just because they like to do dumb shit. Like, oh, this, classic or reboot of a fucking 1920 stop motion clay took them 5 years to make. Good for them. Let's give them the Oscar. Like, fuck off.
Okay, I'm
You know what I mean?
curious. Sorry to interrupt. How long did it
No.
take Pixar to make Inside Out 2?
18 days.
So definitive.
How'd you get that answer?
Look that up because I guarantee it was a couple of years as well. And that's all done with computers. So that in itself is just like, obviously like 20 years ago, or 20 years ago now, like the first Toy Story to the second Toy Story took like 5-6 years for Pixar to make those films because the technology wasn't as good as it was. Now I guess you can kind of bung it out a bit quicker, but
It says it began production in 2020.
Yeah. So it's a development in 2024 started. So about 4 years.
4 years. So almost the same time to do it, something that a computer is creating versus something that hands made. So the feat is considerably, I mean, not to discredit animators because they're using their hands as well and they're animating stuff digitally, but it's, as not an animator, I just looking back, I'd be like, oh, that would be so much more work to do something with clay and wires than it would be to use an
Way easier with clay. Way
digital,
easier with clay.
a digital skeleton and whatnot that like is pre-programmed. Oh, I want to do a running motion. Yeah, click, 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 click.
Yeah. And then also it's at 91% Inside Out 2.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know,
it's
man.
a little behind. How many reviews has it had?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So-
18,000.
I mean, it's you compare it with. There's a lot of things you shouldn't compare between those two, like how much the money made, how much the movie made in terms of dollars. Anyways,
Yeah, how much was that? Oh yeah, one was straight to Netflix. Okay, question.
And the other one was
Shao.
$1 billion.
yes.
Yeah, was it over? It was over $1 billion, right? Inside Out 2. Wallace and Gromit was probably a $2 million deal with Netflix. But you told me that you like the movie because of the the work and the skill of the artistry that went into it.
Yeah,
And
I think that does have
and
a
I
part of it.
appreciate that.
Yeah, that has a part of it.
What else? Like you, because when you picked that we were going to watch this and discuss this for this episode, I think you started watching it that night, and you had messaged pretty early and said, "I've already had like multiple laugh out loud
Yeah,
moments."
I
So
had to.
yeah, so what were some of the were some of the laugh out loud moments
I
for you, and the same to you, Hayden, after if you had
I can
any.
remember one, which was there was just a reaction that Feathers gave when it's just like little actions that he does, and because I think everything has a lot of different elements to it. The fact that Feathers McGraw, one, I love the name, his look is just not your typical like menacing villain, like a whatever, right? And it's just funny to me that there was a look that he gave when he was trying out the passwords. And then I can't remember which one it was. I think he failed the first one, second one, and then he only has one attempt left or something like that. Just that whole 30 seconds of him doing that, I thought it was really funny. I don't remember the second one, but
it was clever because he was trying all these creative passwords and inventor with like 3s for the E, and then he looks at the picture and goes, "Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
right. He didn't make a sound, and then he types cheese.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, so
Wallace is a simple guy, right? He's gonna have a simple password.
yeah, so stuff like that, and it's just like the the creepiness, the exaggerated creepiness of the gnomes when when he's peering through the keyhole, and then suddenly you see like like the
Yeah.
crazy eyes and all that stuff. Like those little things. I mean, it's cheesy, pun, but I still enjoyed those things quite thoroughly, and I was sober, just to let you know.
I did. Hayden, I just want to go back to your point quickly because when you were talking about British cinema and stuff, because I really enjoy watching British cinema and TV shows. What like one thing I really like about British television actually is the really good shows. I like a lot of them are only like 4 to 6 episodes. Like there's no fucking fat. Like the fat is trimmed. It's just like it's moving forward. It's happening. Um, so I do like that. And there is a very specific style of humor I find in British shows that I do enjoy. And there was some moments in this Wallace and Gromit that I found funny. Like the chief of police, kind of the dim-witted guy, when he was taking credit for the bust and he was telling the story, but then they snap back to the actual like events of what happened because he's like, oh yeah, like I played a big part in solving this crime, and he's like saying it with such like sincerity, and she's like, oh yeah, and then but it shows, and all he did was answer the phone, because it was called in, somebody else did the work, and then but just like the dryness
Yeah.
and the delivery of that. So there were moments like that throughout that I did enjoy.
How hard was that for you to say?
Fuck.
Yeah, Hayden,
4.5?
Yeah.
Can you think of any moments that you particularly thought was funny or
Funny?
that you really liked?
Um,
Do you laugh out loud, Hayden?
I do. All the
Okay.
time. All the
Yeah, okay.
time.
You're capable of that?
No, I mean,
it
that's...
sound like gnome bot laughing.
It's just like monotone. Ha, ha. Sometimes it is just a ha, and then that's it.
Whoa.
Ha!
Whoa.
Whoa.
But
Easy
Alex
boy.
will know if I'm really enjoying something if I she's like, you've got multiple types of laughs. You've got your generic like chuckle, and then you've got your like big full body laugh. There was a couple of those, and I mean, I was trying to keep it quiet because it was late. But I mean, just off the top of my head, the first one, like, okay, to preface this story, this Wallace and Gromit has always made me really enjoy jam because I like the way that it looks in this. Just looks so delicious. So the start when he's making him breakfast. First of all, I chuckled at when Wallace got thrown out of the bathtub and he's going through the plastic like slippery dip.
Oh, the outside the house kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know
that
what?
made
If
me
I
laugh.
could see you laughing to something, Hayden, that would be the dumb shit that I could see you laughing to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly. That made me chuckle. And then when he was sitting there and he's like, oh, like, I want toast. And then, of course, Gromit puts the glasses on. And you're like, why is he putting sunglasses on? And then each piece of toast gets ding, 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 gets splattered with the jam and lands perfectly on Wallace's plate. And then he cuts to Gromit and he's covered in all of the different condiments. That made me laugh out loud. I was like, that's a very good sight gag. That was very humorous.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, yeah.
And then
It's just all a great movie. Anyways,
things I've got one more as well. It was names. They were very
please.
clever with the names, and I really enjoyed the TV presenter on your doorstep. I thought that was a fantastic location reporter. It's like, on your doorstep. Nice, I get it.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very
See,
good. Yes. And then there's a little things here and there that you might have, in the workshop in the back. You know how there's the WD-40 is very, very signature blue and yellow logo. They had that, but it said WG-40, which is just a little Wallace and Gromit little Easter egg in there.
yeah,
But
they
that's
do
not
that
part of
with
the trivia.
the books and the music that Gromit listens to. Like he's reading a book that's written by Virginia Woolf instead of Virginia Woolf.
Yes.
Stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's clever. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. I don't know
I was
how
gonna
you...
add that. I was gonna have
Oscar
that.
worthy, boys.
Yeah.
Oscar worthy.
Oscar
Yeah, so you
worthy.
know what? You might be right, Justin. You guys clearly paid a lot of attention to this movie, Justin. Like I said, that wasn't. You already just touched on a few things that I thought about putting into my Wallace and Gromit trivia.
Yeah.
And that being said, I think it's time that we jump straight into Wallace and Gromit trivia.
Damn it, Shao. You
I was-
fucking smashed that one.
Smashed it.
All right, so today we have 10 questions, and I
Hayden,
thought I
you're
would
gonna
go
get
a
your
little
first
bit.
victory.
You what? You'll still
have a
beat
dinner.
me. You're like, I detest this film so much. I know every element of it that's bad.
Yeah. I know
That's
every
supposed to be
part of
good.
it- part of it I hate.
All righty, let me get my trusty little pen here and teach me how to do count
Fuck
score.
off, Shao. Just start, Shao. Just.
Okay,
You do it after you've asked about 5 or 6 questions and you can't remember who
Can that
scored
joke
them.
die? Can that joke die? Can it die? Do I have to live through it? Yes. I
Now the
failed.
2 opposite hosts have done the joke. I think it's good to
It's, okay.
put to bed
wait
for a
until
bit.
wait until we get a guest host, and then we'll fill them in on it, and then they'll have to say it.
Yeah. That,
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
All right, let's start off with something easier.
Oh God.
Okay, number 1, get your dingers ready. How tall is Feathers McGraw, and how much does he weigh?
Did I actually mention that in the film?
It's on the wanted poster.
Oh, where he's
Oh.
dressed as a chicken. I don't
All
even
right.
Ding
know.
ding. Ding ding.
Okay, we got a dinger. Okay, okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna take whoever gets closest.
Okay,
And-
because I was just gonna throw it at random.
And this is by feet and pounds. Okay.
Oh,
that's
good
so
British show.
interesting.
Using imperial instead of metric, catering to fucking Hollywood. Okay, I am going to say 2 feet 1 inch. What kind of bird is he? A penguin? And 21 pounds.
Okay. Hayden.
He doesn't even know what feet and pounds are, man. He is so dumb.
I am going to say he's 1.6 feet and he's 18 pounds.
Okay, this is gonna be tough. You both. Okay, he's 3 feet, so
Oh.
Justin is
Okay.
closer than that, and then he's 12 pounds. So 21 is a little bit over, 18 is closer. So you guys both
Uh-huh.
suck. Both have.
I was thinking of saying 15 pounds, but I thought, he's a little
3
bit
feet.
he's a little bit thicker. And
Yeah.
Penguins, they have that, they got to stay warm. So
That's yes, but he also stays fit by doing a lot of pull-ups. Okay, all right. So
Half
these
points.
questions are gonna be pretty hard. Again, this next one is
Half
going to
point
be
each.
closest answer I'll accept. Okay.
Okay.
What time is penguin feeding time at the zoo?
Clearly
Shao.
wasn't paying close enough attention to those
You know
details.
what? These are great questions, but I just did not have it in me to even fucking write shit down for this.
Fair enough.
You missed a question I thought you would have asked, so there's one thing I tried to remember.
Well, maybe it's coming up.
That could be. Okay, what time is penguin feeding time at the zoo?
Correct.
Okay, and it's closest to.
I just want to say that a lot
gonna
of the questions, actually not all the questions, I didn't have to pause. There's a lot of times where there's like a good 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Right.
And, oh, okay. So it's not one of those gotcha pause moments. That's why I left out the WG40 thing. Anyway.
See, I'm overthinking it because there's a time that I'd want to say, but then there's a time I'm like, well, are they feeding when there's people there so people can see them feed, or do they feed when there's not people there? But Hayden, I'll give you the opportunity to go first if you want. You have 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna say 8 a.m.
Hayden.
I'm gonna go with 2 p.m.
Okay, I'll give Hayden the point. The correct
evening.
answer is very precise. It's at the clock. You know, it's one of those dial clocks.
Yeah.
It's pointed at 3:57.
3:57.
Okay, I figured, it would either be morning or late. Normally you'd feed twice. Normally you'd feed in the morning to sustain your energy throughout the day, but I guess he's in jail, so that makes sense.
He's in jail.
Makes about as much sense as this entire fucking movie. Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. Question 3. What is their address?
Ding 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 ding.
Okay, Hayden.
62 West Wallaby Way.
Oh, are you sure?
I wrote it down.
Okay, fine.
It's not, is it? It's like
Wallaby
52.
I would have accepted Wallaby Street.
Ding ding.
Because
Ding ding ding. I ding.
Are you talking? I was just copying the address on the letters that they received.
Well, I'm just copying from what I read on the street sign, so maybe they have both. That would be an interesting one to figure out.
Fine.
Again, makes about as much sense as this movie. Okay.
Okay, number 4.
I'm
I'm going to tally up how many times Justin tries to burn this movie.
You're gonna find a way every single question. Okay,
There's going to be like a
4,
tally on the side. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
This is all going into my Rotten Tomato review, by the way. How come on the postcard it said Wallaby Street, but on the sign it said Wallaby Way?
Okay, number 4. What was the reward for Feather McGraw on the wanted poster?
Oh.
Now I know what it feels like to be Hayden when you don't take notes when you watch a movie.
Yeah, trying to use your
Trivia
actual...
is a lot harder. I see why
using
you
the actual-
lost.
Yeah, trying to use my own brain power. I'm going to go ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
Okay.
10,000 pounds.
Okay. Justin, would you like to dig in?
yes. I'm gonna go 10,001 pounds.
Your price is right, me.
Right. Unfortunately, Justin,
9,999
it
pounds.
was only a measly 1,000.
I was
Dude.
going to say that.
I was gonna say that too, but then I really wanted to Price is Right you so bad.
Okay. Now, number 5. Hayden mentioned earlier one of the hosts of one of the anchors. Who is the main host of Up North
Up News?
News?
Ah, son of a gun. I was like, I should write that name down because it's not as quick and easy to remember as On Your Doorstep.
It is sort of a play on thing, though.
Ding ding.
Yeah, Justin.
Jamal Blackwood.
No.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't quite hear it. I got Blackwood. What was his first name?
What was the correct answer, Shao?
Hayden's not. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not going to get it now.
Correct answer is Anton Deck.
Anton.
Yeah, Anton.
If
Anton
it's
Deck.
Anton Deck.
All right. Now,
Can you
Number
hold on?
6.
Can you say that with a Kiwi accent? That name, Hayden.
Anton Dick.
in such
Yeah.
you're disgusting.
Gross. Anyway.
Minus 3 points.
I was
No,
going to invite you guys over
okay.
to have a barbecue on my dick.
Medik.
On my dick.
Number 6. Name 2 things Feathers uses to build the extendo arm.
Ding 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 ding.
Justin.
He uses a rubber glove, and he uses some bolts for the.
I'll
Thing.
accept bolts. I would have accepted a popsicle stick as well.
That's right, popsicle
Bottle
stick.
caps are in there. But anyways, good, Justin. Okay, here we go.
He was paying attention.
Okay, name 1 of the 2 failed passwords Feathers.
Ding ding
tried-
ding ding ding.
Okay, Justin.
Inventor.
Can you please be more specific?
Spelt INV3 T3. Wait.
In Vitor. In Vitor.
What did I say? What did I say?
You missed out the N, but
Oh, N. Yeah. Oh, I must. It's because I'm still getting over my cold, so I'm a bit nasally.
you know, I'll give it to you, Inventor.
And,
I also would have accepted Gromit Dog with zeros instead of O's and a 1. Okay, we're closing in the last 3 questions. Anyone's game. What is Gnome Improvement's motto or slogan?
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin?
No job is too small.
Very good. Very
See,
good
this has been a
indeed.
ruse the whole time. Like a ruse. You enjoyed this film.
Listen, they straight up stole that from Paw Patrol because that's Paw Patrol sing. No job too big, no pup too small.
Yeah, but they're
Okay.
police and fire rescue. These are garden gnomes. Totally different.
True. All right.
Thanks for clearing that up for me.
2 more questions. What is Chief Macintosh's narrow boat's name?
Oh. Oh, fuck. It's two.
It's
Two
two
words.
Oh,
It's two
yes.
words.
It's two words.
The first word is like 2 letters, and then I think it's ding, ding, ding. I'm just throwing this out here. I'm gonna go with Ed Bunskis.
Close, but no. Actually,
Close,
not,
but
not
no.
close.
Hayden's googling it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got nothing.
I see him clicking away.
Yeah,
He's
I don't-
clicking away.
All right. It is Dunnicken.
Ed
Dunnicken.
Bunskis.
Oh, that's very clever.
Dunnicken.
'Cause
Dunnicken.
he's a police officer.
And he's
All right.
Dunnicken.
You know what's interesting is this game is literally tied 3-3 going into the last question.
So
Okay.
whoever wins the last question wins.
This is actually one of the ones where whoever wins, I don't even know if you guys will get this, but I hope so. Very, very important line of the movie. Finish this line. Quote. Give him the diamond, lad. I can live without inventing. but
Ding,
I
ding, ding, ding,
can't-"
ding, ding. Live without my best friend.
Hayden, do you want to give it a try?
Shit.
Oh. I can't live without my best pal, Wallace.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, that
was that?
was wrong, right?
I was wrong.
You want to give another shot, Justin?
I do. Can you finish the question though this time?
Give him the diamond, lad. I can live without inventing, but I can't live without 3 words.
Ding, 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 ding,
It's
ding.
like, Justin, you just
Oh, I
broke.
thought you dinged right. Okay, yeah, Justin, go ahead.
Well, technically, because it's the second round, so I was giving Hayden an opportunity to.
Oh, I thought it just went back to you because I got it wrong.
Oh, it went back. Yeah, it went back to you. Okay, yeah. Like, I must say, you guys are both very, very close.
I can't live without my good friend.
Hayden, I'm gonna give you one more chance to.
What did I say before? My best pal, Wallace.
You
Yeah.
said me best pal Wallace.
Me best pal. My
What's your final answer? What's your final answer?
best. Oh, my final answer will be I can't live without my best dog, Wallace.
3
Ding,
words.
ding, 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 ding.
Best
I
dog,
can't live-
Wallace.
Oh,
I can't live without.
my best pal. My best pal.
Okay, you know what? This is actually interesting because you guys are so down the middle. It's
Do you have a-
best pal.
Me best pal.
So Justin got half of it and you got half of it.
So it's
So
a
I-
tie. Do you have a tiebreaker
bonus
question?
I do like a. Oh, you guys want a bonus question?
Do you got one? Is there one you can think of?
I mean, this movie is so good that there's so many like. Okay, here we go. Bonus question. I wonder if you guys can get one. Okay, when the gnome gets switched to evil, there are several other modes. Can you name one other mode,
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin?
Silly. Oh,
I don't
another
see
one.
silly on
I know
here.
another one too. I just thought there would be a silly. I don't know why I didn't say it.
Hayden, do you have any?
Ding 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 ding.
Yes.
Bad.
Fuck. I think isn't that
Also
the one
not
right
on there.
before evil? I thought it was the one right before evil.
I'm gonna look at this thing right now and beep 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 beep. Opening up core protocol. It says good. No. I'll give you a hint. The one I'm thinking of, the one I guess maybe most easy is a name of a dwarf, 7 dwarf.
Ding 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 ding.
Grumpy.
Hayden.
I was gonna say bashful.
No,
But Justin's probably
Ding, ding,
right.
grumpy.
Grumpy is correct.
Yes.
We have dull, boorish, mildly annoying, bit selfish, grumpy, mean-spirited, really nasty is before evil.
Oh,
So not bad. Really nasty.
not bad.
All right, and that concludes, and unfortunately that means Hayden's streak is still alive. That was fun. Good job, guys. And Hayden, sorry, Justin, would you please take us out?
Yes. Well, first of all, I know I was on the opposite side of you guys on this film, but Shao, I do appreciate you picking this one. It's always good to check out new things. But listen, people, coming up, we're going to start following another show. It's called Paradise. It's on Disney Plus. It's on Hulu. This show is science fiction. It's a sci-fi murder mystery conspiracy thriller. James Marsden plays President Cal Bradford, who died under mysterious circumstances. They're all there because of an extinction event up on the surface, the details of which are sort of hazy and not especially important. So come back next week, watch it. Again, it's called Paradise. We're going to get into it. It's going to be good. Don't forget to like us and subscribe and follow us on social and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Much until next week, keep on thumbing.
Thumbing.
Come in. Clink.
Clink.